My friend, happy to hear from you, Aaron. You bring up some really good stuff, and I want to say that I feel that way sometimes too. But I'm also going to give it to you straight. I'll tell you what you already know in short. You shouldn't have eaten the chocolate cake. I know the cake's just a metaphor, but let me tell you, you know you're better than that. You're the type of person that sets goals and smashes them. And chocolate cake is great and all, but I know that you're beyond that. Some might say it's one small setback. It's okay, there's always tomorrow. But you don't know that. Every day brings with it gifts and challenges, but life can change in an instant. Because of that, you need to keep pushing every single day as though it is your last. And I don't mean that as the cliche that you might hear. Every day, somebody else wakes up intent on chasing the exact same things that you want. And what sets you apart from them and you is whoever's willing to put one foot in front of the other and chase that dream. In that, you're going to run into bumps in the road. There's going to be things that get in your way, but what defines you is your ability to run right over that and to not let it trip you up. To keep going and push beyond that, because that's what you're made of. To be honest, if you want to be the person that you truly want to be, you have to stop giving in to yourself. You can't give yourself that story. You've got it right, my friend. You have to seek discomfort like it's the wind to your sail. No one ever grew from comfort. They stayed stagnant. It's those who have seen the shit that really stand out from the crowd. Because success comes at a high cost. You've got to be willing to put forth the time, the energy, and the money to make your dreams a reality. Expect your dreams to manifest themselves overnight is like planting a flower, never watering it, and expecting it to grow. It just doesn't work that way. You've got to be willing to provide. You've got to be willing to put in what it takes to make the change happen. You've got it right. Change takes time. But that is not a good reason to slow down. Hold up. Don't listen to that. You're being way too hard on yourself, and it's unrealistic. You ate a slice of cake. So what? If that's all it takes to derail a person, then I'd be out for the count the second I bent over to tie my shoe. It's gonna take a lot more than that to screw you up, man. Nobody expects you to be putting in the hustle every single minute of the day. And if you do that, you're going to tire yourself out before the race even begins. The story you told yourself, justifying eating the cake, you're right. There's nothing wrong with that. You've earned it, my friend. You put in the grind harder than anyone I really know. You can afford to eat a slice of cake every now and then. It's not going to kill you, and there's always tomorrow. You can afford to eat a slice of cake. We all make mistakes. Things happen. What's important is just getting back up on the grind tomorrow and keep going. We often hear of these millionaires who wake up every morning early, they work out, they read a book, they learn a new skill in another language, all before 8 a.m. And yeah, they make great TED Talks. But to expect anyone is going that hard, putting in every single minute like they're some sort of machine, it's unrealistic. You've got to cut yourself some slack. Like, I love hearing from you because every time I do, you inspire me and it makes me want to be better. But you owe it to yourself to take care of yourself, to be better for yourself in different ways. And I think some of that comes down to not being so hard. We all trip up every now and then, but what really defines us is our ability to pick ourselves up off the ground and keep going. Which I know you're going to do. You're right. Change takes time. But don't burn all your gas in the process. Those failures and setbacks are a part of you. They make you who you are. Because here's the truth. When it all comes down to it, you're going to have one of two stories at the end. You're either going to be sitting at the top, looking back on it all and realizing it's a blur, and realizing how alone you are up there, or you're going to look around and talk about the good times and the memories you had with your friends along the way, and how you took some time to smell the roses. And there it is, the two types of thinking. Humans are funny like that. They often consider one possibility, a reality, and that becomes their own, their narrative, and they never challenge it. However, Some step beyond that. They realize there's another side to the story. And they box themselves into a polarized form of thinking, whereas one reality exists and another must follow, which directly opposes it. But that's not the way that the world works. We exist in a world of multiple perspectives, and to expect that there are two sides of a coin, nonetheless, is pigeonholing ourselves to what we really could be. When I heard your narrative, I immediately explored both lines of thinking, wondering how I should approach my response in being optimistic or accepting. But I realized there's beyond that, and I think that's a lesson we can all take away. With that, I want to give you what I've considered. I get it. You're frustrated. You ate the cake and defied a promise to yourself. You have every right to perceive that in whatever way you want, and personally, I admire your dedication. If you would have eaten the cake, that would have been an incredible act of persistence on your part. But you did. But that doesn't change you as a person. That doesn't define you. This does not hinder your path to success. And that's because success is not a destination. People often say it's a journey, but it's not that either. Success is a state of mind that we can exist in or exist apart from. Humans like to chase things down. They keep running in pursuit of what they want, of what they dream of. But when they capture it, they get that hit of dopamine. It hits hard and fades quickly. And from there, they realize that they have what they've always wanted, but they're not satisfied, because we never will be. We always want more. And I believe that's part of being human. What I mean in saying that success is a state of mind is that each moment that we're alive, we're existing, and that we need to define what success looks like in the moment, and not as though it's some far-off dream or destination. Goals are wonderful. I set and strive to achieve my own all the time. But at the end of the day, it's not what's going to define me as successful or in the process or not. Because every day, I perceive what I do as a means of success. I'm upholding the mentality that I'm who I want to be right now, and that that's a part of who I will be. And in that, I'm not suffering from the inadequacy of thinking that I'm not fulfilling what I should be or doing what I need to do. Because what I want exists right in front of me, and it's all a matter of how I perceive it. It's important for every person to define what success is and what that looks like for them. But ultimately, I believe there's strength in not putting it as a far-off perspective. So with that, I hope you consider your actions, what you've done, and what you're going to do. And know that that's a part of it all. And know that some days we're going to blunder, and we're not going to exactly meet our goals the way we wish we would. But that's part of being human. You're already there. You just have to perceive it. It's been fun, Aaron. I absolutely loved coming back at you. Thank you for giving me some great stuff to respond to. Hope you liked a little bit of the creative art I decided to mix into it. Thought the old one was a little boring. Wanted to push the boundary a little bit. You know how it is. Hope you enjoyed what I had to say. Hope you find some meaning in it. Obviously, there were 3 different perspectives there, and there's a world beyond that. Either way, you're going to keep grinding. You're going to keep doing what it takes, and I believe in you, my friend. So keep it up.